What's up, y'all? Winston Bennett again, coming back at you. We talked about launching into the deep earlier. I wanted to give you launching into the deep part 2, taking Luke chapter 5, verse 8. We've already talked about how Jesus had talked to Simon Peter. He had talked to the people, told Simon Peter to launch out into the deep. Because Simon Peter eventually listened to him, they eventually got a great catch, right? But he had to listen to him. That's point number 1. We've got to listen to him. None of us are oblivious to listening to God. We all are wretched sinners undone. We all need forgiveness. Every one of us. I don't care if you're the Pope. We're just men and women. That means we're fallible. We make mistakes. We are descendants from Adam and Eve who made mistakes in the garden. Okay? So then let's take it up from verse 8. So we already know where we are. Because he eventually listened, they got a great catch. But here's what happens. In verse 8, it says, when Simon Peter saw this, he fell at Jesus' knees and said, "Go away from me, Lord. I am a sinful man." For he and all his companions were astonished at the catch of fish they had taken. And so were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, and Simon's partners. So what happened here? God had blessed Simon so well that Simon had to acknowledge to God, I'm not worthy of the blessing. I don't know if God's ever acknowledged to you or blessed you so well that you had to acknowledge, man, I'm not deserving of this. I'm not deserving of my wife and my family. I'm not deserving of my job. I'm not deserving of having been blessed to go to Male High School, get a good education, and go on to play at Kentucky and play in the NBA. And no, above all, I'm not blessed to have been introduced to the Lord Jesus Christ by my mother and father and by their mother and father. I have a long history of pastors and preachers and teachers. But for a long time, I rejected it. I was like Simon Peter. I was in the shallows. I didn't want to hear it, But it finally, and I'm still working on it. Again, none of us are perfect. I'm still in some shallows in some areas of my life where I've got to get out into the deep. So as I talk to you, God talks to me first. I'm still trying to launch out into the deep. But let's drop down beyond verse 8. And then it says, then Jesus said to Simon, don't be afraid. From now on, you will catch men. So they pulled their boats up on the shore, left everything, and followed him. What are we saying here? God blessed him so well that 1, Simon Peter acknowledged he was a sinner. And then 2, he put his focus on what really mattered, and that was the Lord Jesus Christ. It wasn't money. It wasn't homes and cars. All those are nice. Nothing wrong with any of those, but he found out that the focus should be Christ, not material possessions. He found out that the one who made the heavens and the earth, that's who I should focus on. So again, I'm asking you to launch out into the deep today. I'm asking you to change your focus. If you're focusing on anything other than Christ, then I'm asking you to readjust the lens, readjust your focus, and get that focus on Christ. Launch out into the deep. I love you. Be blessed.